induction and orientation. So that we had discussed yesterday. So today we will be starting with a new topic, which is called as career planning. Now, initially in the first chapter itself, we had discussed the meaning of career planning. In brief, we had discussed, and we will be going a bit detail in these particular slides with the help of these particular slides. So career planning. So a career includes all the jobs that are held during one's working life. According to some people, these jobs are part of careful plans, whereas for others, their career is simply a matter of luck. Successful people identify their career goals and plans and then take actions. So this is the definition for career planning. So in simple words, we can say when a person plans about himself or herself, what he or she will be doing during his lifetime. So that can be called as career related to working life only. We will be here concentrating only on the working life, what the person will be doing during his working life, in which field he is having interest and in which field he wants to do his career. So that is called as career planning. Now, in this definition, there are three parts. So first part, a career includes all the jobs that are held during one's working life. Very simple. So all the jobs which a person does during his working life, which are related in nature, is called as his career. Second part of the definition says, according to some people, these jobs are part of careful plans, whereas for others, their career simply is a matter of luck. So some people believe that because of their hard work, because of their planning, they are able to be successful in their career. Whereas some people are there who believe that it is not a matter of planning or matter of hard work or sincere efforts. It's a matter of luck. By sheer chance, because of good luck, they have got the job. And because of luck itself, they made certain promotions also. So there are two types of people who believe in hard work and who believe in destiny. Third part says that successful people identify their career goals and plans and then take action. Now, the second type of people who believe that only because of their luck they are able to get that job, or they have received certain promotions. Now, these type of people cannot be successful in the long run. One time you can have luck, two times you can have luck, three times you can have luck, but luck will not be with you every time. But yes, if you are sincere, if you are hardworking, if you are planning everything well before execution, then there are more chances that you will be successful in the long run. In the short run, you may face some hurdles, but in the long run, definitely there are more chances that you will be successful. For example, two type of people are there. One who believes in hard work, the other one who doesn't, who just believes in luck. Now, these two people are called for the interview. Now, the first person who believes in hard work, what he will be doing, he will prepare for the interview. He will try to gather more information about the company, about the product of the company, turnover of the company, or about whatever information he can get. He will try to get that information. He will try to read that information. He will try to understand the business of the organization. He will prepare for the interview a lot, and then he will appear for the interview, because he believes that if he prepare well, if he take sincere efforts, if he does hard work, then only tomorrow at the time of interview he will be performing well. So that is why the person is taking hard efforts. The other person who believes in luck, who believes that if the job is there in my destiny, then definitely I will be getting. If it is not, then I will not get the job. So if the case is such, then why should I take hard efforts, pains in reading about the company, in collecting the information about the company, and preparing about the interviews? So this type of people who doesn't believe in hard work, these type of people, because of luck, they can be successful for one time or two times. Otherwise, it is not in the it is not so in the long run. So what is expected in career planning is that if you want to be successful, if you want to have a successful career, you have to plan your career well. Not only planning is essential, but whatever planning you are doing, that planning should be executed also. It should not happen that a person is planning everything on his diary. He's writing everything, that at the age of this, I will be doing this. At the age of 23, I'll be doing this. So he is planning everything. He is writing down everything in the diary. So planning wise, he is excellent. But when it comes to execution, he is zero. If such thing happens, then also you cannot have a great career ahead. So to have a good career, to be successful in life, you need to plan your career in advance. And not only planning is important, whatever planning you are making, that planning is to be well executed. Then only you can have a better career. And that is the meaning of career planning. Now, definition given by Edwin Filippo. Career is a sequence of separate but related work activities that provides continuity, order, and meaning to a person's life. So separate but related type of jobs constitute career. That means that suppose if I am a teacher and I am doing my career in teaching, I have worked for 3-4 colleges. So I started career from one college, then I shifted to another college, then I got promoted to some other college. But the job is teaching only. So my jobs are separate, but they are related to each other. So this will be called as I started my career in say 2006, and it is now carried forward till 2021. So in between, I have changed jobs, but these jobs are related, so they will be included in my career. But if Suppose I started my career as a teacher, but later on, after 2 years, I joined the industry. So again, there will be a break in my teaching career. So my teaching career will be of 2 years, and my industrial career will be of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So career means that it is a separate jobs, but they should be related. So that is the definition of career. Now, stages in career, there are generally there are 5 stages of career through which most of us will go. First stage is called as exploration. Second stage is called as establishment. Third stage, mid-career stage, then late career, and last one is decline stage. So first one is exploration. Now, exploration will start when you will be completing your MBAs. When you will complete your MBA, or at the end of your, at the start of your fourth semester, when you will be appearing for various interviews, you will be in the phase of exploration. You will be exploring opportunities for yourself. So that is the stage of exploration, where people starts exploring opportunities for them. This stage starts from the year 2021, because it is not that only postgraduate can go through with this exploration stage. The graduates can also, or graduate also go through with this exploration stage. So this stage exists generally. It is not fixed that at which point of time or at which age this will stop. But generally, it stops at the age of 28 years. So for MBA graduates, we can say that from the age of 23 years to 28 years, you will be in the phase of exploration. Now, what happens in exploration is that there a candidate joins a job, he works in the organization on that particular job. Later on, he finds that it is not interesting, it is not matching with his skills and qualities. So he shifts his job and goes for another job. Again, he feels that this job is also not okay for him. He shifts that job and goes for another job. After 2, 3 years of this job hopping, then the person realizes that now he should stick to a particular job and start making his career. So by the age of 28 years, generally, for there can be exceptions. For some people, it may extend to 30 years. For some people, it may go beyond 30 years. But we will be talking about general conditions. Generally, what the behavioral scientists, they have given a general phase, that generally it is till the age of 28 years. Now, after 28 years, once the person has gone through with the exploration stage, he has explored various opportunities, he has worked in 2, 3 companies, and now he has realized that where he want to do his career. So we can assume that his exploration stage is over, and now the person has moved into the second stage, that is called as establishment. Now here, at the age of 28 years, the person starts establishing himself professionally as well as personally. Now here, after 28, the person starts thinking about setting up family also. That is, he starts or she starts thinking about marriage. So professionally as well as personally, on both the front, the person wants to establish himself, stabilize himself, that now I want to stick to a particular job, stick to a particular organization. In the exploration stage, the person was shifting jobs. As and when the person used to get an offer that we will be giving you 2-3,000 extra, come to us, he immediately used to join that particular job. That was there in exploration stage, where money was the most attracting factor. Any industry or any organization which is giving more job, people used to shift to that particular job. But that happens generally more often in exploration stage. When the person comes in establishment stage, now the person wants to settle professionally and personally. Now, even if the person gets the opportunity after, say, working for 3-4 years in a particular organization, if he gets an opportunity that we will give you a hike of, say, 3,000, 5,000, or maybe 10,000, the person may not accept that offer, because now he wants to settle himself. He wants to work in an organization for at least 5 years, and then he will be thinking of shifting to some other organization, and that is called as establishment. Earlier in exploration, after 3 months, after 4 months, after 6 months, the person was shifting from one organization to another organization. In establishment, now the person wants to give time to learn something from the job, to develop himself. That is why he wants to stick to an organization for at least 3 years, for at least 5 years. It depends upon person to person. So that is the stage of establishment. And it is there till the age of 32 to 35, where the person establishes himself. All these age groups are general in nature. We cannot be sure that for each and every person, the sequence will be same. It can be different. We are just talking about general numbers. Next one is mid-career stage. So mid-career stage starts at the age of 35, when the person is having experience of, say, 12 years, 13 years, or 10 years, or more than 10 years. So that is the mid-career stage. Now here, the person is having two options. He can make his career, or he can break his career. He has explored opportunity in the first stage. He has established himself with the help of second stage. Now the mid-career stage is very important, which can make or break the career of a person. If given right opportunity, the career can be developed. If right opportunities are not given to the person, the career can be broken. Now here, both the organization as well as the individual is responsible. The organization should provide such conditions, such opportunities where people love their job, where people enjoy their job. That is from organizational point of view. As well as the person should always think of developing himself, reskilling himself. He should always try to get new knowledge which can be beneficial for his personal growth as well as for the growth of the organization. Now here, who will grow? Not the person who is not updating himself with new knowledge. Here, only those employees will grow who are updating themselves with new knowledge updating themselves with new skills. So when they are updating themselves, that means they will be having better career opportunity for them, better growth opportunity for them, not only in their organization, but in other organizations too, because every organization wants a skilled person, a updated person, a person who is ready to update himself more often, who is ready to be trained again and again, who never stops learning. Such type of people are liked by all the organizations. So at mid stage, those who stop learning, they are breaking their career. Those who continue learning, they are making their career. So at this stage, this is so important that here you can either break your career or you can make your career. If you stop learning, you are breaking your career. If you continue learning, then you are making your career more effective. Next one, late career. So late career, it is at the age of, after say 45 years of age, or 48, 45 to 48 years of age, you are into your, after the age of 45 to 48, you are into your late career. Now in this late career, your job should be to train the new generation, to motivate the new generation. New generation means at the age of 48 years, when you have attained the age of 45 to 48 years, what is expected is that those who are joining the organization as fresh candidate at the age of 21, 22, 23, the candidates are joining the organization. It is the responsibility of the people who are in their late career to train these people with new technology, to train, to motivate these people, to guide these people on how they can plan their career and how they can execute the planning which they are making for their career. So guidance, mentoring part, coaching part is more having weightage in this late career stage. Last one is decline stage. So decline stage, after the age of say 55 years, the declining stage starts. Now here again, the person is having two options. One, that he can enjoy remaining days or remaining years in the organization, and the other option available is that the person is always worried, is having anxiety that after 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, what will happen to him when he will retire from the organization. He will not be having any income. How he will be maintaining himself and his family? So two options for two type of peoples. Now the person at the mid stage who continued learning, who grew in the organization, or who shifted to some other organization and grew in that organization, who was ready to help others, who guided the new joinees of the organization, that person, when he will look back at his late stage, when he will turn back and when he will start thinking that he started his career as a management trainee and now he is sitting at the chair of managing director or senior manager or general manager of the organization. That means he has achieved everything what he had planned for. So that person is happy person, that person is satisfied person, that person is not worried about the after what he will be doing after retirement, because he has enough savings, he has his plan ready for after retirement also, because he always believed in planning, he always believed in hard work, he always believed in learning more and more. Because of these qualities, the person is happy, the person is satisfied that whatever he had planned, he had achieved, and he is not at all worried what will happen to him and his family after retirement, because he is ready with his plans. The other person who stopped at learning at the mid stage, who could not grew in the organization, because the organization will promote people who are having quality in them, who are having skills in them, who are having talent in them, who are having potential in them. No organization is going to promote a person who is not ready to learn, who is not ready to accept new technology, and who is not showing good performance on the job. The person who is considered as average performer, who has stopped learning, who is not ready to plan for his career, so his career will start stagnating. Whatever he has achieved till the age of 35, he will stick to that. Now this person, when he reaches the late career stage, somehow he stuck to that particular organization, but now after attaining the age of 55 years, now he knows that after 2 3 years he has to retire from the organization. Now he is worried that what he will be doing after retirement, because he had stopped learning at the age of say around 35. So this particular person, because he had stopped learning, when he will turn back that where he started his career and where and what went wrong with his career, that time he will not at all be happy with his career. He will be worried about the future. So this type of person, it can be said that that person doesn't have a good career in life. But the person who plans everything, we can say that person is having a good career life. किसका करियर अच्छा है और किसका करियर खराब है, it all depends upon two things. One is planning and the other one is execution of that planning. And one more thing we should always keep in mind, that there is no age to update, age limit to update yourself. There is no age limit where you can say that now I have attained the age, and after this age there is no scope for learning. There is always a scope for learning, no matter what your age is. So that is called as the career stages. Now next one is related to career planning. So career planning is related to so now we will be starting with stages in career planning. So career planning, sorry, we will be now starting with the process of career planning. The process of career planning starts with analysis of individual skills, knowledge, abilities, and aptitudes. Now, first stage is related to analysis of individual skills, knowledge, abilities, and aptitude. Now, what is expected is that first, the person who is planning for the career, first he or she should be able to analyze his or her skills, knowledge, abilities, and aptitudes. It is said that you will be successful in your job if you are working in the field which you are enjoying. So there are more chances. If you love your work, if you enjoy your work, there are more chances that you will be successful in your work also. As my friend has taken finance specialization, I should also be taking finance specialization. If such thing happens, then there are more chances that there will be obstacles in the road of success, because you didn't like that particular specialization, but you chose that specialization only because of your friend. So that thing should not happen. It should be on the basis of individual skill, knowledge, abilities, and aptitude. If the person is attracted towards marketing, then the person should take marketing specialization only, because there will be better opportunity for marketing for that particular person. Next one, search for career opportunities. Now, after analyzing the skills, the second stage is related to search for career opportunities. Now, once the person who wants to develop his career, he has analyzed his skills and abilities, then the second thing what he will be doing is that second process of the career development is search for career opportunities. Then there will be searching for career opportunities. That means when search for opportunity includes that searching for various jobs with the help of various job portals, or nowadays many students are registering for various placement agents, their names in various placement agencies also, or they are getting the subscriptions of various online portals also. So that is search for career opportunities. Next one is evaluating the opportunities. Now, once the person is searching for opportunity, and once he gets, say, 2, 3, 4 opportunities, then the next stage is what? That he has to evaluate the opportunities, that which opportunity is best for me. That evaluation takes place in the third stage. Third process is evaluation of opportunities. That out of these three opportunities, which opportunity will be best for me, that is to be finalized under evaluation of opportunities. Next one is establishing goals. Once the person has opportunities and he has finalized his opportunity also, that yes, this will be the opportunity which I will be joining, and then he has to establish goals. Establishing goals means that everyone has to plan his career, establish goals, that now I am joining the organization as a management trainee, as a executive, as a junior officer. So I want to see myself at this position after 5 years. I want to see myself at this position after 12 years, after 20 years, after 15 years. So this is all about establishing goals for yourself. So for yourself, you have to set a goal, you have to plan yourself, and you have to execute that plan in such a manner that you are able to achieve that goal. So then only the establishment of goal will be fruitful. Next one, formulation of career strategy. That just we had discussed, that establishing, you have established a goal that after 5 years you joined as an executive, and after 5 years you want to be the manager of the organization or assistant manager in the organization. Now for that you have to formulate a career strategy, that you need to do 2 3 online courses. For that you need to go with certain type of training or development program. For that you have to perform on your job very well, then only you can go ahead in the organization or reach that particular position. So that is formulation of career strategy. Preparing action plan. So once you have formed the strategies, once you have established your goal, then you have to execute your plan also, or prepare a plan, that you want to go for 2 more courses, you want to attend such type of training program which is being offered by various institutions. So this is under preparing of plan. And last one is implementing the action plan. So implementing the action plan means whatever you had planned, that is to be executed. If you are unable to execute, then we cannot say that it is a proper career planning. So only planning is not sufficient. With the planning, you have to execute the planning also. Now the next one is related to organizational and individual planning. What is organizational and what is individual planning, that we will be now discussing, that what is the difference between individual and organizational planning. So under organizational planning, human resource needs development. So all the human resources who are working in the organization, they need development. Everybody wants to develop. Nobody wants to stick to that particular position. Now, a new joinee who has joined as an executive in the organization, he always wants to be always wants to grow in the organization, that after say 1 year or 2 year he expects promotion in the organization. So human resource needs development. That is the motto, that should be the motto of the organization. And as they need development, their skills have to be developed. So it is the responsibility of the organization to send them for various training programs so that their skills can be developed. If their skills can be developed, are developed, then automatically the human resource will develop. Next, under individual career planning, identify your skills, interests, identify your interest, skills, and potential. So there In organizational planning, the organization is planning for all the organization or all the employees of the organization. When we talk about individual planning, it means that here we are concentrating only on a individual. So here individual has to plan for himself or herself, identify your interest, your skills, and your potential, and according to that you need to select your career. If according to your interest, skills, and potential you are selecting your career, then there are more chances that you will be successful in your career. Next one, under organizational career planning, upgrading human resources for increased productivity. Now here organization believes that if they want to increase the productivity of the organization, they need to improve the skills of the employees, and for that they need to retrain the employees. Whereas in individual planning, identify your life goals and career goals. Now, two types of goal. Till now, we were talking only about career goals. We were not talking about life goals. Life में मुझे क्या बनना है या life से मुझे क्या चाहिए? When I will be happy or when I will be satisfied. So you need to prepare two types of goals. One is your life goal and one is your career goal. So we will now concentrate more on career goal only. So career, what you are expecting from your career. At the time of joining, the new joinee, he is planning that after spending say 20 years in this field, I want to see myself as a senior manager or general manager of this particular organization or of some other organization, but I want to occupy the position of general manager once I complete 20 years of my career. So that is his career goal. So that a individual has to frame. There the organization will not be helping you. Next one, assessment under organizational career planning, assessment of individual potential job. So here the organization does assessment of individual potential job. Each and every individual's potential is studied by the organization because it is for the profit of the organization. Those who are having high potential but they are not performing, they can be counseled, they can be trained by the organization so that they can start producing up to their potential, start working up to their potential. Next one, under the individual career planning, seeking and obtaining the best first. Now here, once the person has analyzed his skills, once the person has set his goals and life goals and career goals, then starts is seeking and obtaining the best first. When the person is about to join his first job, when he is having 2 3 option or more than that options with them, then what should happen is that the person should take the best opportunity or accept the best opportunity. So for that he has to analyze all the opportunities available to him at that particular time. Suppose at the age of 23 years or 24 years, the the candidate appeared for 5 jobs. He was selected for 3 jobs. Now he is having 3 jobs in his hand. So he has to first analyze that which job is most suitable or which job is most profitable for him. So that is seeking and obtaining the best first. Next one, under organizational career planning, matching organizational needs and career needs. The organization has to match the organizational needs and career needs of the employees of the organization. Under individual career planning, communicating to management your career plan. Now, once the individual employee has prepared his plan, it is not always, but sometimes, if the organization is having such culture, a open culture is there in an organization, then he can share his plan with the management or his manager also. So that is not always, it is applicable to only those organizations which are having open culture, where everything can be shared with each other. Only there it can be shared. In other organizations, it is not advisable to share your career plan with the others or with the managers, because of that close culture of the organization. Next one, under career planning, career counseling for quality of work life. And under individual planning, seeking counsel from manager on career plans and progress. Now remember one thing, the organizational planning or organizational career planning is more related to the lower level staff. But when we talk about individual career planning, it is more related to the upper level staff or the staff which is more educated. Because the people or the employees who are educated, they know about their career and they can plan for their career, because they are aware that if they plan their career well, if they execute these plans, then they will be successful in their career. But as the people who are not so well educated or who are not educated at all in the organization, they are unable to plan their career. For that, the organization has to plan their career. The organization has to motivate them that if they upgrade their skills, they will earn more money. And for that part only, organizational career planning plays a very important role. So here, career counseling for quality of work life. Here, what the organization is doing, here the organization is counseling the employees for their better work life. In individual career planning, what is happening? Seeking counseling from manager on career plans and progress. If the manager is a nice person, is a good person, is a helping person, then a executive or any employee of the organization can discuss his career plans with him, and he can take guidance from that particular person, because manager is having more experience in the organization, or experience, he is having more working experience, so he will be in a better position to guide a new joinee who is just starting his career and who has just planned, he has written a plan for his career. Now, this particular person can be guided by the senior managers. But here also, only those managers will be guiding who are having open mind, open-minded people, or who are who are having a personality like helping the other people or guiding the other people. Okay, I know this particular concept, so I should be able to say if somebody else wants to say know that particular concept, and if I know that concept, I should help that person. I should make that person understand that particular concept. So such type of helping person should be there in the organization, who can help in guiding or guiding the new joinees with the career plans. Next one. Audit under organizational planning, audit and control of career planning and development. Now, audit and control of career planning and development system. Now, once the organization has concentrated or has implemented career development scheme for the employees in the organization, those who are unable to plan their career, the organizational is trying to help them in planning their career. Once after 6 months or after a year, audit has to be done whether this organizational planning has resulted in profits for the organization or not. If it has resulted in more productivity, then we can say it is profitable for the organization. If the productivity has not increased, it is at that level itself, that means some changes are required in this organizational planning. Whereas in individual planning, evaluating internal and external opportunities, that means the here the person himself, because we are talking about individual career planning, the person himself, the employee himself, has to evaluate the internal and external opportunity for him. Internal opportunity means that the person should be able to know whether he is having growth opportunity in the organization or not, or how much growth opportunity he is having in this organization, and how much growth opportunity he is having in outside this organization or in some other organization. Making known yourself and your accomplishment. We should always appreciate ourselves for our accomplishments, as well as we should communicate or we should tell others also about our accomplishment. If you have done some good work, you should share that information, share that work with others also. So that was related to individual and career planning. Next, benefits of career planning that we will be discussing tomorrow, as we are coming nearing the end of our today's time or today's session. We will stop here. Thank you all for joining today's session. Again, we will be starting with the benefits of career planning day after tomorrow, that is on Monday at 6 a.m. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.